In this episode, we're camping among these beautiful desert mountain peaks. We're over 7,000 feet in elevation where the high desert meets this alpine pine forest. We've got endless nature, endless views, just beauty wherever you look. Welcome to the Organ Mountains of New Mexico. We are heading out for another overnight adventure. Got my puppy Leo with me, passing through this gate, which means we're entering the Organ Mountains wilderness. About 5,500 feet up in elevation, just outside of Las Cruces, New Mexico. We're actually just passing through this area, heading to some free BLM camping. When I saw these mountains, I just knew I had to come up here. We've been here about a week already, just camping in the van. Really nice place down there, Aguirre Springs Campground. You have $1 million view like this. So we got about 2 miles until we get to where I've scouted out the camp. This first half is a little bit tricky. Second half is easier, but then that final ascent to get up top, that's going to be some bushwhacking. Look at this huge fallen tree. Wow. Just love all the intricate detail on here. Already, just look at the view of the desert we have. I think I even see the van from here. There's big granite boulders everywhere. Been loving getting to spend so much time here. Just going on hikes every single day. There's been a lot of rain recently, so a lot more greenery than normal. There's some of my favorite cacti right here. There are some obstacles we have to be careful of on this hike. At the cacti, also in a lot of spots it gets really rocky and kind of sandy, loose ground. Definitely got to watch your step here. Oh, check it out, we have a tarantula. It's pretty hidden in there. That's not the first one we've seen here. We actually saw one walking right through our campsite yesterday. These desert mountains are just full of life. Gotta love how geometrically precise this is. Just have an ever-changing perspective on the mountains. Some different peaks that you wouldn't notice in other angles. Could not see that from the campsite. It's hard, I'm kind of stuck between having to pay attention to the trail and wanting to look up at these mountains for the beautiful view. Good problem to have though. Nice comfortable day here. It's about 75. A lot better than down in the desert. It's like 85 to 90 down there. Yeah, another episode of Beating the Heat and doing it the right way. So cool, you have this cactus just kind of mixing in with the bush. If you weren't paying attention, you'd think it's all one plant. Something I've noticed here is that anytime you have a big sandy opening like this, you almost always have a colony of ants. Just what a beautiful type of desert this is. I've been in some deserts that are just super flat, maybe little bits of grass here and there, but here there is just so much life. It's one of my favorite type of trails when it's all narrow and feel like you're really nestled into the wilderness. These white flowers really seem to attract a lot of honeybees and other insects. Really beautiful. Seeing a lot of berries down there. Look up, this is a juniper tree. Just love the frosty blue on the foliage. That bark, it looks tough. Another massive alligator juniper. You can see how it gets its name. Just cannot get enough of these mountains. Just the way the light hits them, the way the clouds just move behind them. We're seeing some of our first pine trees. There's a relatively small and isolated population of pine trees up here. And of course you have none down there in the desert. Look at all the vines we got growing here. New Mexico has just never been ceasing to amaze me, just all the variety that you have here. You have lush forests, incredible mountains, desert, badlands, canyons, just everything but the ocean here. And here we got to cross Anvil Creek. Yeah, it might not look like much of a creek right now, but you can imagine when it rains and fills up with water. You would not want to be caught down there. Yeah, someone stacked rocks. Yeah, don't eat this. I think I am seeing our campsite right up top there. Kind of hard to see, but it's grassy and flat. Almost there. All right, final stretch. A little bit of a footpath there. Gonna be mostly bushwhacking it. It's like a 45-degree angle, and it's gonna be a workout. Do some climbing. Haha, we made it. Got this beautiful flat grassy peak. Got sweeping views of the mountains, the valley. This is our home for the night. The first thing after that hike, I think we better get hydrated. Mirlia. And I brought a little packet of electrolytes. I think I could really use it this time. And just take a look at all the pickers on my legs. These are all from that final ascent to get up here. You can see why I wanted to carry Leo for it. Oh man, that's just gonna take forever. I think I might just wait until I go to bed. Well, let's get camp set up. I think right here looks nice and flat. Should be a pretty good spot. And we are using a tent because there's a pretty good chance of rain tonight. Also just keep the two of us away from rattlesnakes and scorpions, etc. Already feels like it cooled down pretty nicely. Might be around 65 right now. And I guess that does make sense because we came up about 1,200 feet in elevation. Noticeably cooler. Still should not get as cold as it did in Cloudcroft last episode though. I think it's going to dip down to 60, maybe 55 at lowest. We'll get this rain fly on. I think we're going to need it tonight. And kind of nice we can actually stake out the tent this time. So used to camping on rocks and other kind of surfaces that you just can't stake out a tent on. That's the nice part about having a freestanding tent though, because you don't have to stake it out. It gives you options. All right, it's looking good. Get a blanket laid out so Leo and I have a nice clean place to hang out. It feels like home already. Beautiful place to admire the scenery. Just look at this pinnacle standing off on its own like that. The shadow of the mountains in the valley. And right at the bottom there you have White Sands Missile Range. Gonna toss most of my gear in the tent because even though the skies are clear, I learned the hard way at the Badlands that the weather can be really unpredictable in New Mexico. Wow, I guess it really is fall. Sun just set, it's like 6:30 right now. Already getting pretty chilly and windy. And I'm all covered up mostly because of mosquitoes. There are a lot of them actually. They even bit me through my shirt a couple times already. So I got everything laid out for dinner. Already been camping here over a week down at the campground. Been really clearing out everything in my fridge and my pantry. So we're sort of just throwing a bunch of ingredients together. Actually made this a couple days ago and it was really good. So I thought it'd be fun to make it on a backpacking trip. We're gonna have some buttered soba noodles with chicken meatballs. Top it off with a little bit of onion salt and of course Hatch green chilies. I'm gonna get a little bit of water boiling first so we can cook up our noodles. And just give these a couple minutes. And those are looking nice and cooked. And we are making butter noodles, so gotta add a healthy amount of butter. Alright, butter is nice and melted. Add some of this good onion salt. And we'll get these set aside. Let's heat up our chicken meatballs. Brought 6 of them. One of them's for Leo. And you don't want to give dogs anything with a lot of seasoning on it. Thankfully, these are very mildly seasoned. Alright, those are done. And we're going to warm up some of our Hatch green chilies. And there we have it. Simple and delicious. Give Leo his meal first. He's got some chicken, beef, salmon, and egg fresh pet along with the meatball. Is it pretty? Yes, good boy, go get it. We're gonna have our meal with a side of applesauce. And I brought a special drink to enjoy too. This is a very special New Mexico soda made from local ingredients. This particular flavor is Sandia, like the Sandia Mountains. It's watermelon, mint, and lime. Almost never drink soda, but every once in a while it's a nice treat. Cheers. That is so good. Watermelon, mint, and lime just all working in harmony together. Don't know if I should have sipped that before having the applesauce. It's kind of tasting bland now. There are so many crickets and bats out right now. Just take a listen. All right, and time for the main course. Oh, that is good. I think butter noodles are one of the ultimate comfort foods, at least for me. Add in the Hatch chilies for a bunch of flavor and heat, and chicken meatballs for some good protein. This is good. Like I was saying, I was just kind of throwing ingredients together and this was so good I just had to make it a second time. It's kind of like discovering this place, you know, it was by accident, was just driving down the highway, saw this beautiful mountain range, just knew I had to come here and camp. Leo is having a good time tracking insects. And New Mexico just continues to blow me away with how much there is here. Like for a state that I knew very little about, coming here and just seeing everything there is to see. Like I have to say, I'm happy that it's been too hot to head to Texas. It's given me so much time to explore the land of enchantment, and I've really fallen in love with this state. Oh, and these flavors pair really nicely with the meal too. Oh, that was so good after that hike. Really hit the spot too. Yeah, we're making the bed. I just brought my 50-degree sleeping bag this time because it's going to be a lot warmer than Cloudcroft. And we're not in the hammock. Well, we are all tucked in and cozy. We'll see you all in the morning. Good night. Good morning. Fairly eventful night, at least the first half was. Wind really started picking up, the whole tent was thrashing around. For some reason I did not bring my earplugs this time, I just thought I wasn't going to need them. And also kind of early on, the stake holding the tent doors gave out from the wind, so had to tie them off onto my cooler to hold them, and that worked pretty well. Did hear some owls hooting throughout the night, and then also heard a couple what I think were medium-sized animals walking by the tent. Leo was really paying attention, and I was somewhat, but I wasn't too worried. And this is his preferred spot for tent camping. Unless it gets cold enough, he'll crawl in the sleeping bag. Overall, just a pretty good night. Sleep rating, 6 out of 10. Since we're on the north face of these mountains, I've noticed that only for a few hours each morning the light actually hits the peaks up there, and you can really see all the intricate details. So let's check it out. So incredible. Could never get tired of looking at these mountains. I love this peak. Almost looks like it might be possible to hike to the top from the back. And one of these peaks is called the Organ Needle, over 10,000 feet, and you can actually hike up there without a rope and harness. And over on this side, these are called the Rabbit Ears. And I want to see on the other side of this foliage here, should have an unobstructed view of the valley. And some colorful growth on this granite too. Just incredible. You can see the different mountain ranges, the valley. You can even see the campground down there at the bottom. Such good visibility today. You can even see all the way out there. Got White Sands National Park, and just behind it would be Cloudcroft. We'll see what's going on this side. Looks like you have a few trees to pick from in case you ever come up here and need shade. Also some fun boulders to climb on. And not a bad view from up here either. Really a good spot to check out this whole pine forest. It's Saturday today, and I'm already hearing a lot of hikers down there. I'm glad we found this spot that we had to put in a little bit of effort, bushwhacking to get to. Means we have the whole place to ourselves. Another sandy clearing, which means another ant colony. And kind of neat how the grass protrudes out like this. It's like the ants have their own little castle here. Got everything ready to go for our breakfast. Actually woke up pretty hungry this morning. I don't know if I quite ate enough after that hike last night. We're gonna be having breakfast burritos. Of course, I got a local Albuquerque tortilla, got some eggs, some pre-cooked bacon, top it off with some cheese, hatch green chilies, some breakfast salsa, and chili onion seasoning. This is just a regular burrito sized tortilla. Normally with these I'll make two, but if it's the grande burrito size, I'll make one big burrito. But I've been clearing out my pantry and I only had one tortilla left, so try to pack as much into it as I can. Gonna melt a little bit of butter into the pot. Well, I don't have to melt it, the sun already did. Get our eggs in there. And get to scrambling. Wind is really shifty right now, so I'm gonna have to move it to the left, move it to the right. Keep it centered over the flame. I did see that they make a backpacking stove with a little windscreen. I think I need to pick one of those up. Get these set aside. And they're not the fluffiest eggs I've ever made, but I think it's alright having used the backpacking pot. We'll get our bacon heated up. This is pre-cooked bacon, but still want to get it nice and hot. There we go, that was nice and quick. And I almost forgot to add the cheese to the eggs. Wanted to get nice and melty. And heat up the hatch green chilies. Well, that's heating up. Gonna get Leo his breakfast. Gonna have some more of his fresh pet. About 1 egg's worth of the scrambled eggs. And his own strip of bacon. Leo, sit pretty. Yes, there you go. And time to construct our burrito. Hopefully all this fits. And those Hatch green chilies. Can't forget the Taco Bell breakfast salsa. And not bad. Oh yeah, that is a good way to start the day. Cheers. That is so good. Hatch green chilies in a breakfast burrito. What can I expect? I don't know if I've really touched on why Hatch green chilies are such a big deal in New Mexico. Well, New Mexico is the chili pepper capital of the world, and their most iconic pepper is the Hatch green chili. They're grown down in the Hatch Valley and they just have such good flavor to them. I don't know if it's the soil or the atmosphere, but they're doing something right down there in the Hatch Valley. Perfect amount of heat, just great to add onto like almost anything. In almost every restaurant you go to in New Mexico, they offer Hatch green chilies. I'm definitely gonna have to stock up before I leave the state. I don't know if you've been seeing or hearing any of the insects, but there are just so many around here, like lots of flies and hoverflies, dragonflies, grasshoppers, just beetles and caterpillars and everything just crawling around here. Desert really is just so lively. And go out at night and you'll see a whole host of new creatures you didn't see during the day. It's really something. It makes me wonder what the desert's gonna look like out in West Texas, because that's where we're headed next. Seems like it's finally about to cool down, at least somewhat in West Texas. So I'm guessing we'll be heading over there within the next week or two, and looking forward to it. Leo saw a moth fly in the tent, and it's funny. He is such a little insect hunter. It's been so cute to see him grow up and to see what his interests are. And I had brought a banana to have with my breakfast, but see how well it held up in my backpack? See if we can salvage some of it. We'll just cut off this big bruise section. The majority of it was just fine. Kind of nice after that heavy breakfast. Just really cannot get over these mountains. This is probably the best view I've ever had while eating a banana. Well, that was a good start to the day. I don't know if you've noticed, but it's been really calm in terms of wind this morning. Seems like since we're on the north face of this mountain range and the wind tends to come from the south, that it really gets shielded by the mountains throughout the day. But at night it starts to shift around and get really gusty. And it's looking like we might be getting some of that rain that was predicted, so better get packed up. Well, that's everything packed. Happy to report that I did not find one piece of trash all around here. Of course, I packed out all my trash. Toss that in my empty cooler. And with that, we're good to go. What an incredible place to spend some time. Thanks so much for coming along. Until the next one.